Today, we're going to be talking about NASDAQ 100 or NAS 100. And we're going to be picking up from where I left off 6 days ago in regards to the analysis that I did, right? Now, there's going to be some things that we are going to be talking about. It's definitely, I believe, it's definitely going to help us this week in terms of how we navigate the market. So if this is the first time you're coming across my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. Why? Because I'm assisting with the process of helping you get to the bag, collecting that coin, collecting those dollars and pounds and whatever, depending on where you are, right? So make sure you turn on the notification, drop us a like, and leave us a comment, especially, and leave us a comment. The comment itself, right? This is the important one. On Sunday, I'm not usually sure what I want to talk about in terms of the analysis, right? So I'm asking you, the viewers, to assist in that process. So if you can drop a couple ideas as to what I should talk about on the Sunday, that would be great. I'll take a look. If it makes sense, I'll talk about it. So that is just you posting a comment on what you think will be worth me talking about on Sunday. And it could be anything asset related, okay? It could be cryptos, it could be currencies, it could be indices, it could even be stocks, right? Just list what you want me to talk about on Sunday, and then I will go through them all, and then on Sunday I will choose the one that makes the most sense, and then I would then obviously discuss that with you all right? So if all of that said and done, we're going to get straight into the business of the analysis for today. So last week on Monday, my bias on the NAS was to the sell side, right? Based on location. So where NAS was, I was thinking about taking sells because it was in this area over here. So this is where NAS was when we did the video, right? The proximity to this up here, kind of led me to believe that due to what had taken place here, right, price was going to be breaking down. And I put some conditions down to make sure that we follow along, just so that we didn't get tricked by the market into taking a position that turned out to be the wrong decision. And that was this level right here. So the level of 21031.3, that was the key level, right? If that level was taken out, we would be looking for sales. But however, that did not take place. What took place was market bounced from the volume market bounced from the low value node in the high value area and pushed up and closed above the point of control, which is this level right here, and pushed up to the upside, where it finally, so on the Friday, it finally made its way all the way up to the boundary of the high value area of the volume profile. So this is the high value area of the volume profile, right? So I'm just pointing that out. This whole area right here is the high value area of the volume profile, right? Price has made its way all the way up to the boundary of that level. So this level right here is incredibly important, and it's also easier to place trades in this location, because there's only so many times you can go wrong when you get market at the boundary. It's only so many times. So effectively, it's like you can put on, it's all dependent on your stop, as a matter of fact. It actually is all dependent on your stop, right? So at this level right here, these are the areas that I love taking trades in, because essentially it means it's either I am right or I am wrong. And if I'm wrong on the first trade and I'm wrong on the second trade, I'll be right on the third trade, right? So I can get it wrong twice in this area. So based on past experiences in navigating this area over here, I can get it wrong twice before I get it right. Now, ideally, I don't want to get it wrong at all. So what I want to do is I want to break down my thought process in terms of how I would navigate this whole area, right? And then we'll take it from there. So continuing on with the recap, so the main thing with this is the learning points in terms of what to do and what not to do, etc. So on the Monday, after the video went up, chances are we would have seen this candle right here. We would have seen this candle right here. In my opinion, if you had the strength to do so, you could have got in at this level right here, to ride it to the upside, and this over here would have been your stops. Why would you have done that? Well, first things first, we had the all-encompassing. So let me just zoom into this area, make it a bit tight. So we had the all-encompassing candle over here, okay? What do I mean by all-encompassing? This candle encompassed the entirety of this one right here, which was a strong indicator to say that price was going to go up. It doesn't always go down in that order, but however, it was a strong indicator to say that price was going to go up. Our first all-encompassing was this one right here, right? Was this candle right here, okay? Then obviously it came back down again based on location. My whole vibe was I believe price was going to be coming down, hence why I covered this area. This area also would have acted as a fantastic stop for you guys if you had taken this move, right? So for example, when I do my analysis, right, I never run off the assumption that I'm 100% correct and I can't make no mistakes. I never try to do that. Why? Because market is dynamic, and as much as I want to be right on everything I say, I also know market's going to do what market's going to do, right? But however, I did not see this move. I did not see this move when I did the analysis. Other than that, I would have mentioned it, right? But however, after I did the analysis and I saw this push to the upside, bearing in mind is leaving the low value node in this area, I was very confident in putting in long positions. So if you had put in a long position, well done to you. And if you got in on this candle over here, which would have been the 3 o'clock candle, the 3 in the afternoon candle, this is what you could have made, especially if you just targeted the boundary of the the high value profile on the high side. You would have collected 528 pips for yourself. So well done to you for that. Okay. So now we've done the recap as to how we could have moved last week based on the analysis that I did, okay? Even though I was incorrect in the direction I was biased in, it was still useful information. Why? Because you could have taken the opposite of what I said, right? Which would have been a good thing for you. So now let's look at what we got going on here. So now looking at this situation in this area right here, right now, okay? There is a couple of things you want to be mindful of. So the first is we have a low value node in this area right here, okay? And then we have another low value node in this area right here, okay, right? So I'm just going to highlight these areas for you guys, so at least we'll be able to see exactly what is happening, right? So we can see price is leaving that area, the low value node area, okay? So once again, looking at what I'm looking at right now, my bias is back on the sell. But however, we're going to try to be a little bit sensible in terms of how we approach this whole thing. So let's go back in here again and let's put in the second level of interest in regards to the low value node area, okay? So we can see price has gone through this second low value node area right here, okay? It's gone through it, it's come back in to retest it, and now it's moving away. So now all that we are waiting for essentially is two things to take place, right? Two things to take place, and that will give us the confidence to say, hey, this is the side of the coin we're going to be on. So with that, let's get rid of all of these for now. So with this in mind, these are the levels that we want to consider. Okay, so as it stands right now, last week's weekly high, okay, has partially been taken out. So it's not been taken out in the way that we like. Okay, it's like market has kind of like bounced away from it, and that is this area right here. So that is this area right here. This is where we had the close, an actual close above it, above the weekly high. These are just wick throughs, so they don't actually mean anything. Although I use them as the levels, okay, we actually want a proper close above those levels, right? So we didn't get a close above the weekly high on the Thursday, the 5th of June, right? And we got a really small close above that weekly high on Friday, the 6th of June. Okay, so none of these closes above the weekly high is strong enough in my opinion. Okay, so with that said, I would say this is where we actually want to be sensible with our moves. The weekly high of last week has now become an area of interest for us right now. Okay, so basically what we're looking for is we actually want a close above this level right here. in order to consider taking buys. And the level in question is this right here. I will call it out in a moment, okay? And the weekly low is what is going to give us the most amount of profits. And then I'm going to share with you what I think we should do to take advantage of that. And the idea is we kind of want to be early, but not too early that we make a mistake with our overall entry, right? So let's look at weekly low. And this is the level right here, okay? So on the high side, if you get a close above 21,888.4, okay, we're looking for buys. That'll be a really good indicator for us, and I'm going to explain that a little bit in detail. And if you get a close below 21,117.5, we're looking for sales. But however, the sales itself, I will be taking from this location if I get a close below this location right here. So if I get a close below this location, this is where I'll be taking my sales from, right? That'll get me in nice and early. And if I get a close above this level up here, this is where I'll be taking my buys. Now, this area is going to be the easiest place to actually take your trades from, just because if we get a close above that weekly high, our stop is going to be a little bit tight in terms of protecting our overall capital, right? So basically, our stop size, if I am to highlight that for you guys, right? If we target, so we're going to target this swing low. We want our stop to be just below here and the entry to the top, right? So the stop size in itself, remember, this is a swing trade. It's a swing trade, right? So you have to be prepared to hold a decent size stop. And this stop is not bad, in my opinion, right? The worst ones, it's not bad at all. So providing you take your position after 21,888.4, right? And you have your stop at the swing low that we got on a Friday, okay, which is 21,410.1, okay, your stop will be around 472 pips, right? That will be your stop. So it's kind of a bit, it's a chunky stop, right? But however, if it pushes up, it's going to be pushing up like continuously for a long time. And remember, it's just about to take out this resistance level right here. Okay, so the distance between, let's see, I don't think it is. I think your stop will be bigger than your actual profits that you will make, as I thought. So you'll be looking at roughly, say, 355 pips to the upside if you want to take that move, right? If you want to take that move. On the same time, if you do get a collapse of price and price closes below Friday's swing low, okay, ideally you're holding your position all the way to the bottom of the volume profile itself, right? The bottom of the high value area of the volume profile. I could have put another one there, but I just wanted to be lazy and just recycle the old one. Okay, so let's drag this all the way down. Okay, so you'll be looking at 2,211 pips to the downside. Okay, that's if you get that move to the downside. And this area is where it's going to move the fastest. So in this area right here is where it's going to move the fastest. And what we will get is we'll get a blast through and a retest, and then it will fly all the way down, right? So these are the moves that I am looking for in regards to what market could potentially do in the coming days and weeks. But however, these are the conditions that I've laid out. We need the weekly high taken out, or we need Friday's swing low taken out, and this will help us make a decision as to what to do and how to do it. So with all of that said and done, if you followed along with this content up until now, I believe you owe me a subscribe. Why? Because I poured my heart out in this analysis to assist you in the process of getting to the bag. So do what is required, hit that notification, hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment, especially if you have an asset in mind you'd like me to discuss on Sunday. So if you're able to do the following, thank you very much for doing so. And with all of that said and done, I will see all of you lovely people again on the next one.